Greetings and salutations, everyone. This is actually a pretty old video that I had sitting in my CapCut inventory. So I thought I'd just do a little voiceover on this one and see how it does on the YouTube. You know, the algorithm sometimes just pushes my videos way back and I hardly get any views. I'm not sure why. But anywho, so as you see here, I am checking the temperature of my batter. I've already added all of my oils and everything together. And you see the titanium dioxide is already in there. And right now adding the water, sugar, and citric acid. Gonna get that all blended up. Blend, blend, blend. Not too much. You see the batter is still pretty loose. Yeah. Good stuff. Almost looks like you can eat it or drink it, but you most certainly cannot. You will be very ill. All right, so just gonna, mix a little bit by hand. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Now I am going to split it off into two different colors. This is my green. And the other one is going to be purple. And since there's already titanium dioxide in the base, it's just going to be a pastel look for these. So just going to take my time, get these all blended up. Not much else going on here. Always remember to scrape your sides down. Scrape, scrape, scrape. We don't want to waste any batter. We want to get every bit of it. So this is my fragrance oil mixed in with some kaolin clay. Like I said, this is an old video, so all of these bars of soap are gone. They've already been sold. And this was filmed at my old home. House has since been sold. Officially divorced. Living in my own space now. And co-parenting. Our children, our two oldest boys are actually grown. So we just have one left at home. So we have to co-parent the youngest one. We're on good terms. No hard feelings. Married for 23 years. We were married for 23 years. And it was just time. So by the grace of God, I still have my business and my sanity. And that's all I can ask for. So I'm enjoying this time in my life. Yep, just focusing on, of course, my child and business. So, anywho, adding the fragrance in here. Like I said, this is the fragrance and kaolin clay. Getting that incorporated in. And this one is a fragrance oil blend. My lavender eucalyptus soap that I make now, I just use essential oil. I prefer that over the fragrance oil for this particular soap. Lately I've been scaling my business and determining which soaps do best. And, doing some, subtraction as far as the bars that don't do well. So I think that the essential oil blend for the lavender and eucalyptus soap bars does better than the fragrance oil version. So that's why I no longer do the fragrance oil version, just the essential oils. And I think it smells fabulous. It still comes out beautiful. And people seem to like it. So that is what's available now on my website is the essential oil blend of the lavender eucalyptus bars. Still doing some work on my website, trying to, like I said, scale things and organize things a bit better. So for people who are looking for more natural bars or things that are just fragranced with essential oils, they can click directly on a link from the menu and get straight to only the bars that I have available that have essential oils, or bars that are all natural, no colorant added, or no colorant plus essential oils, or all natural colors used. So, it's a work in progress. Being a business owner and managing and running the business myself, you always have to be ready to pivot. You have to be flexible and make adjustments. If something is not working, you have to pick up on it quickly and like I said, make adjustments and move on to the next. See what else you can do to make things work out better, because money, it takes money to run a business, and you do not want to be wasteful when it comes to money. So anyway, you see here I'm pouring everything in. I just chatted through all of that, and I don't even know what I did. Okay, so yeah, I poured everything in, and because it started to thicken up, I'm doing the spoon swirl. It's just an easy method. The reason I did the spoon swirls because that's what I had handy. I didn't have my my hanger or bendy tool available at the time, so I just used the spoon. It still comes out great. There's so many methods that you can use to swirl your batter. All of them are great. Just don't over swirl. So that's my personal opinion on swirling. So here I'm just, cleaning things up just a little bit. Shout out to Texas A&M Aggies. My oldest child is an engineering student there. Gig 'em. So here I'm just, scraping out the main container of the white soap batter. Getting that all in. Waste not, want not. You want to scrape all of that out. You want to get it all in. Like I said, the products, the things that you need to make soap are expensive. The oils are expensive now, especially olive oil. Yep. But anyway, I get my olive oil from Sam's Club now because it's so much cheaper there. And I don't use the extra virgin olive oil. There's no need for it in soap. You cook with that. But extra virgin olive oil is very expensive. I just use regular olive oil, and it's also lighter, so it doesn't discolor. Extra virgin olive oil has like this yellowish or green tint to it, and it discolors the bars, especially if I'm trying to do a specific design. So it can work against the colors. So I'm just flattening things out here and getting it smoothed out so my bars are even. We don't want any large peaks, and that will cause the bars to weigh differently once I cut them up. As usual, we clean up, wipe around the edges just because. And here I decided to go with just a simple swirl, back and forth swirl with the skewer stick. Very simple, nothing fancy. And here we are the next day. The colors came out great. As you can see, it's kind of sticking a little bit to the side, so I probably should have left this one in the mold a little bit longer. But, it is what it is. For all of the soapers out there, you know how antsy we get. We want to see how the soap turns out, and we a lot of times end up taking it out of the mold too soon. But it still came out great. Very pretty. Very pretty. And this is my multi-bar cutter. I love this thing. The bars come out to be 1 1/8 inch wide. Or thick, I should say. So I love having a multi-bar cutter because the consistency is so much better, or continuity. I don't even know which word I'm supposed to be using for that, but you know what I mean. All of my bars are the same size, so there's no question. And it also takes less time to get everything cut up, which I appreciate. But the swirl came out beautiful in these bars. It's so pretty. I try to get my bars, all my batches, to look like this one when I make this lavender and eucalyptus bar. But there's no guarantee. It always comes out different. That's just the science of soap making. But it is absolutely beautiful. They just came out so pretty. Looks like butterflies. So pretty. Cutting the last 2 bars, and then the ends I use as samples, or they go into a bucket that I use at the farmer's market. I have a bin of soap ends, and people can rummage through them and fill up a bag for $5, and they absolutely love it. You can find me at the Waxahachie Farmers Market every Saturday. We reopen Saturday, February 2nd. Yeah, we're closed for the entire month of January. Happy New Year 2026. But anywho, this is me stamping my bars with my logo, New Dawn's logo. This is a labor of love. I've noticed that since I've been stamping this way, my left wrist hurts. So I'm going to have to come up with a new method for stamping. And now that I live in an apartment, I can't do the mallet because that's too noisy. So I'm going to figure something else out. And I won't be living in an apartment forever. Hopefully when it's time to redo, or the lease is up towards the end of the year, I will be ready to move into a home. You see the lather? That was a beautiful lather. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Check me out on newdawnz.com. I really appreciate you watching. Be blessed. Peace.